everyone, this is William Armstrong with a very short video about Google Home speakers allowed hackers to snoop on conversations. This article is written by Bill Toulas, published on December 29, 2022 at 10:35 a.m. A bug in a Google Home smart speaker allowed installing a backdoor account that could be used to control it remotely and turn it into a snooping device by accessing the microphone feed. A researcher discovered the issue and received $107,500 for responsibly reporting to Google last year. Earlier this week, the researcher published the technical details about defining an attack scenario to show how the flaw could be leveraged. Compromise process. While experimenting with his own Google Home mini speaker, the researcher discovered that the new accounts added using the Google Home app could send commands to it remotely via the Cloud API, or Application Programming Interface is what API stands for. Using an Nmap scan, the researcher found that the port of the local HTTP API of Google Home, so he set up a proxy to capture the encrypted HTTPS traffic, hoping to snatch the user authorization token. The researcher discovered that adding a new user to the target device is a two-step process that requires a device name certificate and cloud ID from its local API. With this info, they could send a link to request to the Google server. To add a rogue user to a Google Home device, the analysts implemented the link process in a Python script that automated the exfiltration of the local device data and reproduced the linking request. The attack summarized in the researcher's blog as follows. The attacker wishes to spy on the victim within the wireless proximity of the Google Home but does not have the victim's Wi-Fi password. The attacker discovers the victim's Google Home by listening for MAC addresses with the prefixes associated with Google Inc., example given E4F042. The attacker sends deauth packets to disconnect the device from its network and make it enter setup mode. The attacker connects to the device's setup network and requests its device info, name, certificate, and cloud ID. The attacker connects to the internet and uses the obtained device info to link their account to the victim's device. The attacker can now spy on the victim through their Google Home over the internet. No need to be close to the device anymore. The researcher published on GitHub the 3 POCs for the actions above. However, these should not work Google Home devices running the latest firmware version. This only affects Google Home devices that have not had the latest firmware update. The POCs take things a step further from just planning a rogue user and enable spying over the microphone, making arbitrary HTTP requests on the victim's network, and reading and writing arbitrary files on the device. Possible implications. Having a rogue account linked to the target device makes it possible to perform actions via the Google Home speaker, such as controlling smart switches, making online purchases, remotely unlocking doors and vehicles, or stealthily brute forcing the user's PIN for smart locks. More worryingly, the researcher found a way to abuse the call phone number command by adding it to a malicious routine that would activate the microphone at a specified time, calling the attacker's number and sending live microphone feed. The malicious routing that captures the mic audio. During the call, the device's LED would turn blue, which is the only indication some activity is taking place. The victim notices it. They may assume the device is updating its firmware. The standard microphone activation indicator is a pulsating LED, which does not happen during calls. Finally, it's also possible to play media on the compromised smart speaker, rename it, force a reboot, force it to forget stored Wi-Fi networks, force a new Bluetooth or Wi-Fi pairings, and more. The analysts discovered the issues in January 2021 and sent additional details in POCs in March 2021. Google fixed all problems in April 2021. The patch includes a new invite-based system to handle account links, which blocks any attempts not added on Home. Deauthenticating Google Home is still possible, but this can't be used to link a new account to a local API that leaked the basic device data. Is also inaccessible. As for the call phone number command, Google has added protection to prevent its remote initiation through routines. It is worth noting that a Google Home was released in 2016 Scheduled routines were added in 2018, and the local home SDK was introduced in 2020, so an attacker finding the issue before April 2021 would have had plenty of time to take advantage. Having that said, Google Home has been updated due to a flaw that allows attackers to take over Google Home devices to spy on victims and or snoop on conversations. But Google has fixed this flaw with the latest firmware for the Google Home smart speaker to stop such attacks. They've updated it, and I give the researcher credit for responsibly reporting the vulnerability to Google, and at the same time got paid for it through a bug bounty program. Personally, I don't actually own any kind of smart speaker. I don't. The only thing that I've used is Amazon Fire TV with the Amazon Fire TV stick with the remote having a voice command button that you press to talk into the remote on the Fire TV stick that has Alexa in it, but it's only activated with the press of the microphone button on the Amazon Fire TV stick remote only. Other than that, I've tried out Amazon Alexa through the Amazon app or Amazon Alexa on Fire TV Stick through the Fire TV Stick remote, where you have to press the microphone button on the Fire TV Stick remote, talk directly into the remote in order to send a voice command to the Alexa on the Fire TV Stick. So that's it for this video. This is William Armstrong signing out. Take care, and I will see you next time. And I will see you in the new year. This is my last video of December 2022 before the new year begins. Bye bye, and have a great, happy, peaceful new year 2023.